Can fixing your editing show reel really help you hit six figures? Yes, it can, because when I fixed mine early in my career, I started hitting six figures consistently, and I made over $1 million from editing before the age of 30. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 crucial steps to creating a six-figure show reel so you can start booking high-end projects. Just like my student Guzman, who booked his first 5-figure editing project after going through my program. To start, I'm going to show you a mistake that's often overlooked, but it's the main reason your show reel isn't getting you to $100,000. Step 1. When I started my editing career, I knew nothing about sales and marketing, and like most creative people, the word sales kind of made me cringe. So I did what all other editors seem to decide to do. I spent a few weeks creating a portfolio website, and I put up a bunch of my editing work, and I thought I was done. So putting up a portfolio site and a bunch of random editing work to get clients is a lot like constructing a massive billboard in the desert. No one will see it, and on the off chance someone does stop by it, they're going to read all the different types of stuff you're selling, and they're going to drive right by. Here's how you can fix that. Don't start with a portfolio, start with a person. This is the most important step, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with a real-world example. I make a living as a broadcast commercial editor, so I want to target commercial directors and ad agency producers. So first, I might search for some local ad agencies, and I found this one. Now, there's something interesting about this one I found. They actually specialize in what's called advocacy marketing, like public service announcements. Not only do I like the work they're doing, but I've done a lot of that type of work already, so I'm able to offer exactly what they need. So I just scroll through the people and find the agency producer's contact info, and this is the person I want to target. Now, it's best if I could find a mutual connection and get a referral to this person, but if not, I can probably just find her contact information on LinkedIn. So step 1 is start with a person, not a portfolio. And if you want me to personally guide you through creating an emotionally impactful editing show reel that lands you high-end jobs, click the link below to check out my program. Now you've identified a person you want to work with, but if you don't do this next step, they will never reply. Step 2. So when I found this agency, I recognized immediately they did advocacy marketing. For example, here's one of the spots they've made. It's about toll roads. It's comedic. Perfect. Now I have some good information to start assembling my best work that makes sense for who I'm targeting. You want to create a custom show reel with very similar types of work. Let me show you exactly what I mean. First, I'm only going to show commercials, not corporate videos, not social videos, not narrative short films, not documentaries. Then I'll narrow it down even further. I'm only going to show public service announcements, not my other insurance commercials or beer commercials. And then I'm going to narrow it down even further. I want to pick public service announcements with a comedic tone, not the super serious ones. And I'm also going to prioritize work I've done that has to do with driving safety, since I already know that they work with departments of transportation. This may seem crazy to some of you, but this is how specific you need to get with your show reels if you want to land high-end jobs. So I've identified about 4 to 5 commercials to choose from that really match the style of this agency I might like to work with. So step 2 is show them exactly what they need. But choosing the right work for your custom show reel will only get you so far. If you ignore this next step, they'll never click. Step 3. So here's a hard truth that I really need you to hear. If you actually get someone to click on your show reel, they'll probably only watch it for 15 seconds or less. That's pretty sobering. And here's what we're going to do about that. You're only going to show your very best work, and you are going to start with your very best piece. So I know best work is pretty subjective, but what you want is to show work that you know will resonate with your audience. I recommend you take 4 to 5 of your best clips and send them to trusted family, friends, and colleagues and see which ones they like best. Even have them rank them and tally the scores. This is something I do all the time. Now, let's say I sent these 4 to 5 spots and this was the lowest ranking spots with my friends, family, and coworkers. I'll just cut it out. So now I have whittled it down from 5 to 4. Now, what would I show first? Well, I have a few options. One, I could start with the most highly rated spot, or I could start with that spot that is closely related to the client's needs that has to do with driving safety. But there's another option that trumps both of these and is actually an exception to a rule I mentioned earlier. So I have a public service announcement on my reel starring Matthew McConaughey, and starting with a celebrity can be a great hook. And even though it's a more serious PSA and less comedic, I think it might be worth starting with this one. And then I might go to one of my more comedic public service announcements, and then I might add in one of the Department of Transportation PSAs that I've edited. And please note, if you edit longer pieces, just pick the best minute or so from each. So you'll have basically a clips reel, not a montage. So step 3 is start with your strongest work. And if you don't have work on your reel that you're proud of creatively, click the link in the description to check out my editing program where you'll create high-end work for your reel, and I'll show you exactly how to use it to land high-end clients. So you've identified a person, you've identified your work, and you've organized the work in the most impactful way possible. But if you get this next step wrong, all that time and effort will be wasted. Step 4. Here are 2 big mistakes I made early in my career that haunt me because now I know how much money they cost me in jobs and clients that I didn't get. Now, when I would send out outreach emails, which was rare and a huge mistake in and of itself, I would include a bunch of different links, some to Vimeo, some to YouTube, maybe even one to my general portfolio site. Remember what I said about potential clients spending only 15 seconds looking at your show reel? Well, they're going to spend less than 3 seconds looking at your email or message. Sending a potential client a bunch of random links is like making them go on a scavenger hunt in order to do work with you. Just don't do it. And sending them to your portfolio site is also not great because it's just like a smaller scavenger hunt because they're going to have to click around and watch a bunch of different stuff to find what they need. Here's what you should do instead. Use an app where you can assemble your clips reel and send just one tidy link. I use Frame.io, and here's what my show reel looks like. When the potential client clicks it, they're taken to this nice page with my custom colors, and there they are, the 3 clips I want them to see in the order I selected, and they'll play one after another. So step 4 is send a single, easy-to-use link. And if you'd like more help, these are some of the steps I personally guide my students through in my editing program. Click the link in the description to learn more. Now you know the 4 crucial steps to creating a $100,000 editing show reel, but there are still 4 other places your editing income might be stuck. Watch this video next to find out what those are and how to fix them. Happy editing.